What's up, guys? BC Amplified. Welcome to the Man Channel, as we are calling it this week, the Mania Amplified News Center, with some breaking and perhaps shocking news. The Monday Night Raw rating, the go-home show to WrestleMania, has just broke, and damn does it tell a huge story. It shows you, it paints a picture of something perhaps we already knew, but now those that refused to confront this reality, they're pretty much forced to now. And that is how much of a draw Roman Reigns is. I'll be the first to admit, I did a whole 2-hour, 45-minute live stream just a few hours ago on how shockingly bad the show actually was. It was bad. With what happened to Ricochet as we call him, because he's a residential jobber. He's the mayor of Jobberville, and since he's got the championship, the IC title, he's booked even more like garbage. What happened to the Viking Raiders? What happened to the Street Profits? There was so much bad in last night's show. But it's Mania season. This is usually where you're going to get the best ratings out of the year, so WWE has that working for them. They called on all hands on deck. They brought in basically the entire SmackDown roster last night. Even had a SmackDown match. Madcap and Happy Corbin versus Drew McIntyre. A full SmackDown match. The Viking Raiders are taking on Omos 2-on-1. The Usos are in the main event. It's a full SmackDown show. So not only is it the season where they're going to get the best ratings throughout the whole year before they fall like a rock off a cliff. So they have that working for them. Then they brought over the whole Blue brand. But could it suffice? Could they really crack a 1.9 in the rating? Well, that was going to be the tops, right? 1.9 is going to be their ceiling for last night, you would think. No. They drew an average last night of 1.979. They were working their way toward a 2.0, the first time Raw has seen that in what seems like a lifetime. How did this happen? How did this show, which just last week got a 1.770, how did it go up 2 full points? How did over 200,000 people give a fuck this week? Well, again, we are closer to WrestleMania. As I get my fresh Dunkin' Donut coffee ready. We are closer to WrestleMania, so this will obviously bring in at least 100,000 more viewers from last week. And again, they did call all hands on deck. Roman Reigns kicking off the second hour and bringing in the highest rated segment of the entire show. So we go by breakdown, right? Hour number 1, headline, starting off with Brock Lesnar, and they started pretty damn vividly, pretty badass. Hour number 1 getting a 2.052, right? Brock Lesnar right from the jump. People were interested to see what was going to happen. They know what's been happening with him and Roman. The parking lot Brock, I call him. Parking lot Brock, beating the shit out of SUVs, beating up security, trying to get the Roman. People were interested. They knew that Roman was also in the building. Brock came out and just cut a promo, and then he left. It was a weird promo. He's talking about going to the carnival with Roman, holding hands around the Ferris wheel, maybe buying each other cotton candy. He talked about getting married to Roman Reigns or his title, getting married, having kids, or the title was going to be the kid, and then he was going to get custody of the kid, which is the title. I don't know what Brock was talking about, but then he just left the ring, so people were like, well, that was dumb. But maybe there's something bigger planned for the rest of the night between Brock and Roman. So a lot of fans stuck around. They got a 2.052 from the jump from Brock Lesnar. Good shit, right? Now, usually this is where we see the shows kind of taper off. They drop a little bit for hour 2, and then they drop like a rock for hour 3. Well, that didn't happen. Roman Reigns starts hour number 2, and the rating went up to the highest peak for hour number 2, the entire hour as a whole drawing 2.1. A 2.1 from a 2.052. Usually, again, you drop. This one went up. Roman Reigns took Monday Night Raw, put it on his back, and catapulted it to heights the show has not seen in what seems like fucking many, many moons, a lifetime. Roman Reigns put Raw on his back and catapulted the entire show. Again, a lot of fans have mixed reactions about Roman, right? If you just don't like Roman Reigns, even as a heel, I don't know how that's possible. Roman's amazing. The booking for Cesaro being fed to Roman, the booking for Shinsuke being fed to Roman, Big E, I can't stand it. But that's not Roman's fault. Roman's been doing his part beautifully. The feud with the Jimmy Uso, the feud with Jey Uso, the feud with Cesaro, with Shinsuke, it's all been brilliant. Roman Reigns has been phenomenal. John Cena last year at SummerSlam, whenever that was, it was beautiful. So Vince McMahon not having anything for the Cesaros and the Shinskes and the Big E's afterwards, that's the real problem. Blame Vince, not Roman. Roman's been brilliant. The title on somebody for more than a fucking year has been brilliant. I miss those days when a champion felt like a champion. The title was prestigious. But there's mixed reactions. People just don't like Roman Reigns. So they just dog out everything he's in and say that he sucks. Say that he's running from Brock, so it's not good television. The bottom line is the rating is telling you that people are on board with Roman. When Roman shows up, when Roman speaks, people are tuning in. We've seen it with SmackDown. He consistently catapults SmackDown over a 2.0 most weeks. Most every week. Roman is making sure that SmackDown pulls in a couple million. Now, I understand that's broadcast television, Fox. It's easier for them to do such, but without somebody like Roman, without somebody like Sasha, we saw that for a few months, SmackDown isn't the same. So here's Roman on Monday night, and Roman Reigns. The second hour beats the first hour, and it's not too hard to see where the highest number came in. Roman motherfucking Reigns. And then right after, you have Sasha Banks competing. Now it's an 8-man schmaz, so it didn't garner the excitement or interest that it probably should have with a Sasha Banks segment. But still, you got Sasha Banks right behind Roman. That's a 1-2 punch that SmackDown has been loving for the longest time. So here we are, and this is hours after BC admitted. I put up a whole 2-hour, 45-minute stream about how the show absolutely sucked. You don't gotta explain to BC why the show sucked. I know why it did. There's a million reasons. Go catch the stream. But that doesn't always tell you straight out that the rating is going to be in the trenches at a 1.5. Again, WrestleMania season alone is going to catapult you to a 1.8 at least. At least. They're bringing over everybody from the Blue brand. That should at least get you around 1.9. And if Roman does what people think Roman can do, you might see more than a 1.9. And when the show is all said and done, even though they had a weak third hour, they pulled in a 1.97 when it was all said and done. And that's because of Roman's segment. Brock helped it out with that huge 2.052, but Roman Reigns came in and said, hold my beer, hold my coffee. The third hour fell like a fucking rock, from a 2.1 all the way down to a 1.786. 181920. That's more than 300,000 views. 300,000 plus viewers said bye. Because they knew after they saw Roman and Brock and they did absolutely nothing, they just talked, there was no more reason to tune in. A lot of people knew there was nothing else between the two. And they ended the show with RK Bro beating the shit out of another face team, the Street Profits, which was doing them just dirty, doing the Street Profits filthy. Montez and Dawkins deserve better than that, bro. To book them like embarrassing heels when they should not be embarrassing, when they should not even be booked as heels. And they're taking the faces finishers nonstop. And then it becomes a joke. Even Matt Riddle is throwing RKOs to Montez, making them a joke. People didn't want to tune in for that. Over 300,000 brought that rating right back to where it's been the last several weeks for Mania season. Right into the 1.7s. So Brock and Roman more specifically, put Raw on his back and catapulted them to new heights. They nearly scored a 2.0, guys. Again, 1.979. Roman Reigns' hour hitting a 2.1. Roman segment cascading all beliefs in what Roman can do numbers-wise. Again, BC knew he had it in him. BC knows the power that Roman has. Acknowledge him. Well, after this rating, even if you can't stand the guy, he's telling you, acknowledge him. Salute to Roman Reigns, man. I mean, Like him or don't like him. That's your prerogative, guys. I'm sure in the comments people are going, I hate Roman BC for the following reasons. It doesn't matter, though. You at least have to give him props. He put the fucking show on his back. Hour 2 is supposed to garner less ratings than hour number 1, and Brock set the bar high with a 2.052. Roman catapulted that shit. Salute to Roman Reigns. That's hard to do in today's pro wrestling, to get higher than the first hour and sustain that shit. And you saw by hour number 3 just how important Roman is to a show. So salute to that son of a bitch, man. And that's especially hard to do on a fucking shitty show. But that shows you that people want to be excited for WrestleMania. They're crying out, begging for something to happen to be excited about. This is your Mania crowd. You are at least going to pull 1.8. They brought over a whole nother brand, hoping for another 100 G's. Geez, they got the 1.9, and Roman catapulted them to a 1.979. So 1.979. So, I mean, that's huge, guys. This is up 11.81%. Again, this is the final show to Mania. Next week, we'll also pull in a huge rating. Could right around be 1.9. Might even clinch 2.0 because it is a post-Mania. A lot of people are not buying the pay-per-view. So you could see a 2.0 break here. 2 million plus. And then, slowly but surely, you're going to start seeing the decline. And the new Raw normal is between that 1.5, 1.7 marker. You're going to see that within the next month or 2 months. It's unfortunate. Unless, what are they going to do? They see this rating and they go, damn, we want Roman on both shows. And if he wins undisputed title, he will be on both shows. Then we really learn a lot about the sustainability of Roman Reigns. Can he do this on a week-to-week basis on both shows, pulling numbers like this without a WrestleMania season crowd? You gotta believe it would at least drop another buck to a 1.850-ish, and then Roman has to not lose his luster. You don't want to wear him out. You don't want to overexpose him, because then you'd be right back at a 1.750 with Roman on your brand. I hope this makes sense, man. It makes for an interesting concept. This is a telling number. And no, that number is not because the show was amazing. I just went over exactly why you're seeing that number, because by the third hour, you saw exactly who was sticking around. It was the core audience with a little bit of extra Mania audience. 1.7s is right where they rested at. Brock brought in a good crowd. Roman put the show on his back. Unfucking real. Also, in this update, so I don't keep you guys too long, we got to go over this. This is one of those situations where somebody needs to just relax. Actually, you know what? Let's save that. I'm talking about Ricochet. He needs to relax. I'm sure he's hearing a lot of talk right now. He wins a championship. He thought everybody would be happy. And then based on his booking, how could he expect anybody to be happy for him? He's worse with the title than he was without, and he was already a jobber. But before I get to Ricochet, I gotta talk Lana, man. Lana is blasting the toxic environment that was WWE. Now, we know she's right about that. We've heard it from her own husband and many others while they were still under contract. The problem with Lana, and why a lot of people this is not sitting well, is because Lana is blasting them and giving this motivational speech, informing everybody that if you're not happy somewhere, don't be afraid. Be bold, be courageous to leave. It might not feel right at first, but you will thank yourself later. When Lana just got released, Lana didn't leave WWE because she was bold and courageous. Lana just left because she got released. She got booted, fired. Listen to this motivational speech, man. She says, this is a recent post. Thank you all for the amazing birthday wishes. Swipe to see my crazy past year. I guess this was on social media. The last couple of days have been so emotional for me when I look back on everything that has happened to me this past year. From being on the poster of WrestleMania to having a match with one of my best friends and favorite dance partners, Trinity Fatu. Of course, Naomi. She says, I can't believe I booked 2 movies this last 6 months. On my birthday, I was filming an action movie where I play an assassin where I was blowing up cars and kicking strong men's asses because it's 2022. And if you're a woman kicking strong men's asses, Well, that's 2022, right? That's what we do, man. Grown men are getting their ass kicked by women these days. Yes. Equality. I had the most amazing time with my sister and family this past year because I finally had some free time and wasn't on the road with the WWE 300 days of the year. She says, on my birthday, I was able to film and celebrate being alive and healthy another year with actors that I've looked up to for years. So she's really acting like she's an actor now. She's an actress now. That's what she wants you to, just like Eva Marie. Remember when Eva Marie took off? I'm an actress now. Pro wrestling is below me. Now that I'm making movies, I can now diss WWE. So she says, I'm beyond grateful. I can't believe how far life has come in a year and how brainwashed I was from the toxic environment that I had worked in for 8 years. I allowed it to define my identity and self-worth. Change can be hard, friends. Now, listen to this. This is motivational, right? Change can be hard, friends, but let me tell you, if you keep pushing forward no matter what, if you refuse to have one human's opinion define your destiny, if you refuse to be put in a box by a corporation or society, and you keep the blinders on and walk by faith, then your life will become more than your wildest dreams. This is great. Ready for this? Have the audacity to chase big dreams. Chase them passionately. Have an undeniable work ethic. Be teachable. Take calculated risks. Be brave. Take responsibility when wrong. It's okay to make mistakes as long as we learn. To all my friends in show business and in wrestling, remember, we are playing make-believe, so have fun. Be kind, forgive, always walk in love. Lana. What is all that? Where's this coming from? Be brave and be bold. To chase your dreams and chase them passionately. Don't be afraid to step outside of the box. Don't be afraid to choose your own path and go for it. Lana, you got released, hun. You got booted. You got fired. You didn't just leave. You weren't bold and took a fucking brave chance. You fucking got a phone call and broke down. And you're like, what? How is this happening? And now here you are months later. You're forced to see the reality of the situation. They're not hiring you back. So now you choose to call it a toxic environment, and you were brainwashed, and you're teaching everyone else to be brave and bold and get out of that environment. You still would be making a ton of money and been on another poster this year, probably. The truth is, and this is not even shade, you were not great at pro wrestling, and there was a paragraph in here that I didn't even talk about where she said, and I quote, looking back upon the last year, going from working at Mania 37 to being where I am now, wearing a pink, or hold on, let me say this, I want to say this by a quote, guys. Hold on, let me find the exact quote, please. Oh, come on, let me find the quote. All right, well, I don't know if I could find it. It's literally, the quote is within this whole paragraph, saying that she was basically forced to wear pink, have blonde hair, and get her ass kicked. Because where else would you have gone? If you didn't have blonde hair and were wearing pink, say you had blue hair, you had multicolored hair, you had Shotzi's lime green hair, and you wore black with silver trim, okay? Or brown and orange, autumn colors, with Shotzi's green hair. Do you think you would not have been getting your ass kicked? You are not a good wrestler. You were great as a manager. You and Rusev were amazing. I would have never split you up. But to act like you wouldn't have been getting your ass kicked, you were greener than Lambeau Field grass. You were greener than Ridge Holland somehow. I don't understand where Lana thought she was going to be. The fact that she had a job for as long as she had it as a wrestler when there was real wrestlers trying to get into that company is astonishing. Again, that's not even shade. That's just that. I mean, that's a fact. So to sit there and say you were forced to wear pink, have blonde hair, and get your ass kicked. Well, if you were to get different hair and wear a different color, you hopefully still would have been getting beat and getting your ass whooped. I just don't understand any of this. And as far as being brave and being bold, to leave a toxic brainwashing environment, you got fired. You didn't leave it. You got booted. Your husband, Miro, formerly known as Rusev, that's why we respect him. He was under contract and he was talking about how bad that company was. The reason we respect Brody Lee, Luke Harper, a lot of you guys know him as, because he was under contract and talking about how shitty the company was, how toxic. FTR, under contract, talking about wanting to get the fuck out, and so many others. You get the point. That's why we respect them. You can't get fired and booted and then turn around months afterwards and go, yeah, a toxic environment that I left because I was bold and brave. And that's what you're alluding to. You can't give a motivational speech about being brave and bold and leaving toxic environments if you yourself never left the toxic environment. You were never brave and bold enough to leave it. You stayed, you made the money, you loved the posters, you loved the adulation, the glitz, the glamour, the fame. You took it all. And now all of a sudden you're brave and you're bold and you're telling other people to be such. No, you have to be brave and bold to accept that you got fired. You can say that. Again, yes, we know WWE can be toxic. There's a lot of people there that actually love the environment somehow. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Paul Heyman. Those are just a few recently that re-signed contracts and said, I don't know why people are shocked. I love it here. I mean, that's what they said. There's a lot of people that like it. Kofi Kingston, so many. But I totally see how everybody cannot like it. But to go back now and just talk a bunch of shit and then give a motivational speech to others to chase your dreams, be bold enough to leave. Come on, Lana. That's a little bit too much. And it's absolutely goofy to BC, man. And I know it is to most of you as well. Absolutely just fucking goofy. Anyway, there's another goofy post here. Hopefully I can find this. Let me get over to it before I cut this special report. See if I can pull this up. This is pretty funny. I do have to say, it's Ricochet. Here we go. I got it, guys. So Ricochet is warning fans. He warns fans about invading his privacy, which is, okay, that's respectable, right? Even celebrities, they get privacy. We just went over this with Triple H and his health. A lot of people thinking a little bit more should have been told about it. It wasn't just a genetic heart thing. I mean, he had a lot going on. Even BC would have liked a little more transparency, but it's health. And privacy is at the forefront. Well, Ricochet is pissed off because of what wrestlers have been going through since the beginning of time. People showing up to airports or hotels and wanting a bunch of autographs because then they take a bunch of them and they sell it on eBay or on third-party sites. So Ricochet is standing up for pro wrestlers around the world. And this is what Ricochet says. This is a quote. "Let me be clear. If you and a group of people are waiting in the lobby of my hotel or in the check-in area at the airport at 4 or 5 a.m., sometimes earlier in the morning, to ask for multiple autographs is such an invasion of privacy, I will be the first person to tell you no. However, if you happen to see me out and about somewhere, please say hi and let's chat. I love interacting. Just don't wait in the lobby of where we are staying. Don't wait and hoard us in the check-in areas at the airport, etc. Treat us with respect, and respect is what you will receive." He took a little bit of flack, obviously, for that. And he had to come back and say, "I see fans all the time when I'm at the gym, store, mall, or other random places. I always stop and talk and take photos and sign stuff all the time. I love and respect all my fans." Because a lot of people were giving him shit. Like, dude, that's a little pretentious. That's a little bit fucking, poor me, boo-hoo me. You took this fucking job. Decades this has been going on for pro wrestlers. The worst thing that's happened to you is people are in the hotel lobby wanting autographs. A bunch of them. Just tell them no and move on. To warn everybody? Is that a warning from the IC champion? So any of you that want to sit at a fucking hotel, man, don't make sure it's 2 and under. If you want to get an autograph for you and maybe your sister or something, she's not able to make it. Be careful. Ricochet has warned about you. But I know who he's talking about. Those people that want 10 things signed and they're going to sell it. I get it. And I get how it can be a bitch. But I mean, going on social and giving a warning to everybody like this is a mass fucking issue. I mean, I gotta be honest with you, man. BC is honestly... you want breaking news for WrestleMania season? BC is astonished that somebody actually wants Ricochet's autograph. Thank you. Thank you. I'll be here all night. Thank you. Thank you. I was amazed to find out fucking people wait at 4 or 5 a.m. for Ricochet's autograph. I really was. I mean, if you're waiting at 5 a.m. for a Ricochet autograph, you gotta reassess life. But, I mean, this just seemed a little fucking odd, dude. We get it. We know that that's one of the biggest complaints for pro wrestlers, you know, waiting at the hotel and asking, even begging for autographs. We get it. Do you honestly think this social media post is going to stop people from going to the hotel to just get an autograph? Bro, it's not like they're harassing you or fucking with you. They want an autograph. Just tell them no. Tell the hotel security to get the fuck over here and push them back. I get it. You chose the job. That's it. It's autographs. You're gonna sit there and warn everybody on social? Bro, you got bigger fish to fry. You have bigger problems. You're the IC champion and you're booked even more like a fucking loser than you were without the title. How about you issue a warning to your boss? Book me better, bitch. Let's start with your boss, then you can start harassing your fans and fucking with your fans. Stop asking for all the autographs, man. Be happy you're having somebody want 10 of your autographs, motherfucker. I'm BC Amplified. All joking aside, man, stay right here on the Man channel, the Mania Amplified News Center. All the news coming in for Mania this week will be right here on the channel. Until next time, BC signing off. Sasha, hit that shit as we take off. Ricochet and Lana, bro. Ricochet and Lana, Sasha. I have no fucking idea. What the fuck are they doing? What's in their coffee?